The African National Congress, the ANC, says it's given its members implicated in the findings of the state capture inquiry 2 months to present themselves to the party's Integrity Committee. This is among the issues that came out from a briefing held a short time ago looking at corruption and state capture ahead of the start of the ANC's policy conference this week. Let's bring in our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli with me in studio, Tumaole, to talk about what the ANC has said today, about state capture and perhaps any new ideas that it has about how it's going to tackle corruption.
Well, Timothy, in terms of how to tackle corruption, the ANC says that it is very firm that corruption and state capture has really taken South Africa towards a detrimental direction, and it wants to ensure that it arrests this particular state capture and turns it back around. And what they were saying is that no one is above the law, and the ANC remains committed to ensuring that it cleans up house and cleans up its image. Now, of course, Jeff Radebe, who is an NEC member, was addressing that particular press conference, and he says that, of course, the ANC has set a task team on state capture, which will make recommendations where they find weaknesses in terms of the recommendations that were made by the State Capture Commission of Inquiry itself. Let's hear what he has to say about that.
Secondly, the ANC task team on state capture will make recommendations where there are findings of weaknesses or lapses by the ANC. We will, amongst others, review our policies with respect to cadre deployment policy and practice, party funding principles, organizational discipline and accountability and parliamentary oversight. Thirdly, individuals implicated in the Commission report must immediately take the initiative and present themselves to the Integrity Commission within 2 months. And this is in line with the resolution of the ANC's 54th National Conference in 2017, which resolved to demand that every cadre accused of or reported to be involved in corrupt practices accounts to the Integrity Commission immediately or faces disciplinary processes. The Integrity Commission has been asked, we had a meeting with them recently, to complete the processing of these matters within 6 months.
So within the same vein then, Tumaole, ahead of this policy conference, the one thing the ANC is going to deal with is opposition from provinces such as KZN. That's opposition to the step-aside rule that would also affect some of these people, especially should they be charged.
Well, this is something that Jeff Radebe has put across as a nondescript kind of argument, saying that this is the position that has been agreed to by the ANC, saying that, of course, the policy conference that's coming up will be debating these matters. However, this position of cleaning up house and making sure that the fight against corruption is one in terms of trying to rescue South Africa from the ill effects of a state capture is something that is a position that the ANC had taken broadly. So whether you have those groupings like the KZN ANC, as you've just mentioned, who are saying that the step-aside position is something that is used more as a political tool to settle political scores and to ensure that a certain faction, if you will, emerges at the all-important December elective conference, is something that Jeff Radebe says is a non-starter as an argument because the party has taken a decision to ensure that the recommendations as communicated by the party president and leadership and the NEC specifically, recommendations of the state capture inquiry are implemented so that South Africa and the ANC can be seen to be moving beyond these so-called lost state capture years and moving back to an era whereby the country can have confidence and gain the confidence of investors, something that the country desperately needs when one looks at the impact of COVID-19 and how the economy has been reeling, and also with the energy crisis, the water crisis that the country has just emerged from. This is something that the ANC feels it has to take a lead as the ruling party in the nation.
And where are we, Tumaole, as far as the ANC's readiness to actually convene this policy conference this coming weekend?
Well, it seems to be all systems go. In fact, the ANC is so bold that it will be giving the media this afternoon an all-access, if you will, walk around to show its state of readiness. This will be at the Newzroom in the south of Johannesburg. And they say that they are now willing to open the doors and show just how ready they are. And they will be taking the media through what processes and protocols and what would be expected ahead of that particular conference. A message, strong message from the ANC, though, is that registration remains an important factor, that those who want to attend, whether to report as observers or even as delegates, need to ensure that all their paperwork is on point and has been already submitted. Otherwise, they might not gain access.
Tumaole, Mohlaoli, I hope your paperwork is in order, because we'll see you at the policy conference later this week. For now, Tumaole, thank you very much for giving us an update on this latest briefing by the ANC.